G'day friends, it's the 21st of April 2020 and we've been in lockdown for the last 3 or 4 weeks I thought it might be good to have a look at Tabletop Simulator's version of Pandemic. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Tabletop Simulator, it's basically exactly what it says. It simulates a tabletop, and as you can see here, I've got a tabletop of Pandemic, the board game. The board, of course, is the major element, and then each of the cards are actually there, the roll cards, and the small little cubes and blocks can be moved around as required. So there's everything you need to be able to play the game. There's a little bit of a scripted setup for it, and I've already done that to save a bit of time. But it sets up exactly the same way as you might set up the game, by dividing the cards, putting in the epidemic cards, and apportioning all of the different parts as required. So one of the things that Pandemic does is demonstrates how a global pandemic can spread, and it's a cooperative game for 1 to 4 players, and allows you to actually see. Now you can see you've got the blue virus in this area, reasonably under control. Small outbreak of the yellow virus, pretty intense but localized, and then we've got no evidence of the black virus at all in this area, and a sparsely spread out small portions of the red virus. If you are looking for the rules for Pandemic, they are found easily online, and you can go to online spaces to be able to get them. The best one I've found is one called the sprucecrafts.com playing Pandemic. If you want to look that up, they've got a good set of the rules, and you can follow those there. I'm not going to go into rule by rule. I'm going to show you a little bit about how the first round works of the game. So in each round, we have 4 actions that we can actually do. We've got our little pieces here, and I'll start with the contingency planner, which is this person over here, and I can show you a bigger picture of the contingency planner's position. As an action, they can take any discard event card and store it on this card. When you play the stored event card, remove it from the game. Limit 1 event card to this card at a time. So when different events happen from this deck here, this person here can actually claim them, and you can get a second go at them as a contingency planner. Contingency planner is represented by the blue one, and so we can do 4 moves with the contingency planner. So what happens is you go 4 moves. The moves can be as follows: can drive a ferry, can charter a flight. So these are all the movement actions. And then if I flip this card over, you can also build a research station, discard a city card that matches the city you're in to place a research station. This is where we can make breakthroughs. You can treat a disease, you can share knowledge, that is pass one card to another, but it has to match the city you are in to another player. And discover a cure is to discard 5 city cards with the same disease colour to do that. Our aim, of course, is to actually discover all 4 of those diseases by discarding 5 matching colours for those. And these cards up here, we have 2 of each at the moment that reflect that. So, probably the best thing for us to do at the moment would be to try and reduce our exposure to this area here. So I'm going to go up to Chicago, so that's one driving move. Oops, I do that. 1 driving move, and that allows me to my second. So 1 move to get there. My second move is to actually remove one of the blue cubes. My third move, I'm going to go to San Francisco, and then my 4th move, I'm going to go all the way across to Tokyo. So that's my moves for that one. At the end of my turn, I get to draw 2 cards. Oops, here we go. 2. Just this properly. 2 cards. I'm playing with an open hand here because I can't hide things from myself. Normally you would play with an in. So what we've got here is we've drawn what's called an epidemic card. Now the epidemic card increases the infection rate of the marker found 1 space. So infection rate is up here. We're going to move that up to there, and that means that from this point onwards we draw 2 infection cards to do that, which is the same as before. But that becomes a bigger problem as we proceed through the game. We might draw 3 or 4 infection cards, and that puts out more cubes onto the board. The second thing is that we draw the bottom card from the infection deck, and we put 3 cubes on that deck and discard that card. So the best way to do that in Tabletop Simulator is to grab up the whole deck, to flip it over, to take the Osaka card off the bottom of the deck and put it there. Just flip that back over again. Okay, and then we'll put how many in each one? Draw a bottom card and put 3 cubes on the city. So Osaka gets 3 red cubes. Where is it? Osaka. There we are. 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 red cubes for Osaka. We then, in the intensify phase, we then pick up all the ones in the discard pile and put them back on top. Now what this will do for us is this actually, shuffling it now, this actually then takes all of the places that already have diseases and intensifies them. So that means that the cards that are on top now are the ones here that already have these diseases. And so that creates an intensification of the disease. At the end of this, we use the infection rate to determine how many cards we actually draw, and then we'll actually draw those cards. So, oh, by the way, I only drew 1 card, so I get to draw another card. I'm pretty sure. Yes, I do. Put that there. Okay. Cool. So now we're going to do our infection rate, which is 2 cards from here. Alright, and so Beijing comes up, and so that puts a 2nd red cube onto Beijing, and our other card is Chicago. It's a good thing that we just went to Chicago and actually took that one from there, because otherwise we'd have had what's called an outbreak down here, and that would have been a bit of a bad bounce. Alright, so that is the end of the contingency planner's turn. So now we move on to the operations expert. The operations expert can, as an action, build a research station in a city that they are in, no city card needed. So that's pretty cool. And also, once per turn as an action, move from a research station to any city by discarding any city card. So that gives them a bit of flexibility in being able to move around the world in a quick manner. Alrighty, so we're just gonna have his turn. So he's the green one. So we really need to deal with this yellow issue. So the operations expert is going to discard this black card because doing pretty well in the black area. So we're going to discard that one, put it there. And that allows him to fly from this research facility straight to Khartoum. Oops. And then at Khartoum, so that's 1 move. 2nd move is going to be to put that back in there. So that's healing. 3rd move, we're going to move to Lagos. 4th move, we're going to actually heal Lagos. So we've just moved and treated diseases there to try and take the pressure off a little bit there. So that's their 4 moves, and then he gets to draw 2 of these cards, hopefully no epidemic at this point in time, and we'll put that there, and we'll put that one there. So that's pretty good. We've got a number of different cards available to us now. We can actually start looking at how we might start curing the disease. We do our infection now, which is a bit dangerous. Milan, so where we put that there. Always think I'm too sexy for Milan. Yeah, that's just, because I'm old. Alright, and the other one is flipping that over, Lagos, and so it's a good thing we just cured Lagos, otherwise we'd have had quite an outbreak in that area as well. Alright, so we are now just moving right along to the scientist. The scientist only needs 4 cards of the same colour to discover a cure. Already has 2 black ones, which is pretty good. So the scientist is allowed to trade cards and is in the same space as the contingency expert, who has none of those cards, so that's fine. Scientist, I think we're going to move the scientist up to Chicago, because that Chicago card could come out again. We're going to clear that one, and then I think what we're going to do is send the scientist across to San Francisco, so that's 2, and then 3 to Tokyo. No, 4 to Tokyo, so that puts them there as well. And then we'll do as we did before. We've got this card in Osaka, and this card have resilient population. So at any time we can remove any card in the infection discard pile from the game. You may play this between the infect and intensify steps, so that's a good card we can play at any time. We'll hold on to it. Alright, so that's the scientist's go. We'll now increase the infection rate as follows. Flipping that over, and we get another red one to Seoul, and we get another red one into Sydney. You can see that Sydney's actually now in a fairly dangerous zone. Alright, finally we have my personal favourite, the medic. Remove all cubes from one colour when treating a disease. Automatically remove cubes, cure disease from a city you are in. So that means once we get a cure, medic can move around and just cure them just by passing through, which is awesome. Oops, what have I done? I have used the green one, moved the wrong one to there, that's what I've done. Okay, cool. So the medic is still in that area there. Alright, so the medic has got Tokyo and Johannesburg. So we've got a bit of a situation occurring over here. So what I might do is we might do in preparation for this red zone, we've got this yellow zone under control, is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then go down to Osaka 4, which puts us in a good position at the beginning of next turn to actually clear up this issue here. Hopefully we don't get a outbreak in Osaka at this time. So we do the same as we've done for all of the others. We'll draw our 2 cards and we'll have a look at those. We've got Atlanta, which is where we've just come from, and Bangkok. So these are new, yep, these are new area cards. And we'll do our infection. So we've got Osaka. So this is great because I get to show you now what happens when we have an outbreak. If we get 8 of these outbreaks, we lose the game. See, down there. So when an outbreak happens, when there are 3 cubes in an area and it's drawn. So what happens is, we put 1 in each area connected to that one. And so in this particular case, both Taipei and Tokyo get a cube. And that actually causes the disease to spread. Now if that happened and there was 3, say in Tokyo or in Taipei, then that would cause the spread to actually jump again and again and again. You can see you could have a chain reaction of jumps across the world very quickly. So that's the first round of Pandemic played. You can see how the different roles actually work together to try and solve the issue. I'll come back probably tomorrow and actually record the second round of Pandemic, and we'll see how this pandemic actually plays out. I hope wherever you are, you're safe and well, and that you're having the opportunity to connect with other people in your isolation. Board games are a great way to do that, and I highly recommend the use of connecting audio services like Discord, as well as Tabletop Simulator from Steam. Thank you very much. If you can go to the oddrev.com webpage, and you'll find a whole bunch of blogs, videos and other bits and pieces there, as well as links to the Deep Faith 9 podcast. You can also find me on YouTube at Never Odd or Even, or on Facebook, which is also Never Odd or Even. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment, do all of those things in those places, because I love to hear from you. It helps me to decide how to create better content. And I look forward to hearing from you, whether I have met you previously or you're a friend I haven't met yet. It'll be wonderful to catch up with you soon. I've been your Odd Rev. I'll catch you later.